So, I'm just gonna get on here and talk to myself again because somehow talking to myself out loud helps me process everything that's going on. It helps me hear my thoughts loud and clear, because when I'm in my head thinking about everything, there's it's so loud in there. There's so many things that pop up and on a crazy level. Sometimes one thought will lead to another and another, and they'll all be on top of each other. But while I'm talking out loud, I can really hear my thoughts and process them more well and more true to me, because it helps me to filter out, the bullshit, really, and kind of focus more on, what's true and real for me, and also keep my mind focused, which is also the same thing that writing does. Writing really, really helps me to be able to focus my mind and clear my mind of all the extra noise that's in there, and just kind of focus on right now, what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking right now, which is exactly what I mean. I've just spent a while on my phone, and it's really kind of put me in, I don't know if it's negative, yeah, but I don't like being on your phone for hours has a negative effect, but I don't really know if me feeling like this is all due to me being on my phone, or if it's just my emotions doing its thing, because I have been extremely more emotional these last few days, which makes sense because of where I am in my menstrual cycle, which I am trying to keep track of and, figure out my flow of things now that I feel like I'm kind of back to a normal, I'm not having sex, and so my body is regulating back to me again, and so I'm not having to take before. It's been about a month or so, but I feel like because I was having sex, I was taking Plan B and trying to prevent that, and that was really throwing off my cycle. And right before I stopped having sex, I kind of I was about to get on birth control, but I ended up not doing that, and just not, circumstances ended up so I'm just not having sex anyway, which right now I guess I am glad that I'm not, because I think my body was not liking all of the medicine and stuff. But anyway, I feel sort of sidetracked. But I'm just glad that I'm able to keep track and regulate myself again, and kind of it's kind of cleansing, really, to not have to have any other hormones or any other energy in my body except for my own. I feel like I'm cleansing myself out. But anyways, all that, I guess, is included what I'm talking about now, how I'm feeling, which is very emotional. And So I guess during this time, it's probably best for me to just not even spend too much time on my phone, because then it just, well, I'll say social media, because like using my phone like this, it's where it's a tool for me to help me focus and I'm not really paying attention to anything except for me. That is, I think, a way that I can use my phone without it being detrimental to my mental health. But also there is the fact that the phone frequencies does put out like it puts out energy and frequencies that aren't the best. So still I need to like have space and time from it, but I just haven't. I've been kind of falling back to being on my phone more often than not, and I do want to continue to move forward. I felt like I was making such progress, you know, and then it just seems like I am taking steps back again, and that is making me feel like, I don't know, just like my dreams and my goals and things I want to do are unattainable, but I know that they're not. I mean, well, I know that they're not unattainable. You know, I know I can experience different things in my life. I can get out of survival mode, which is what I've been kind of thinking on a lot. A few weeks ago, I figured, I guess, that, and I noticed that my dreams were very like survival based, I guess. My dreams are very like apocalyptic, and I have a lot of nightmares, people would say. And after kind of thinking about it for a while, I realized that, well, my dreams are, you know, messages from my body, from my subconscious, my energy field, you know, it's just feedback, really. And also, I think dreams are more than that as well, but just to keep it short and on topic, you know, I just realized, I guess, that my dreams are telling me that I am so very much in survival mode. And that got me thinking to like, okay, yeah, I am in survival mode. And I've been in survival mode like basically almost my whole life, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there was a time when my family wasn't struggling really, really bad. Maybe when I was really, really young, but anyway, so because of that, I like thought to myself, you know, I even kind of dress like I'm in survival mode. Like, I'm not dressing, like I do dress to express myself, but most of the time it's like I'm dressing as if I was in an apocalyptic movie or something. You know how like in those movies, how like the outfits are really like plaid and grunge, and not grunge, but like I don't even know how you would style like what that name is, but I just realized like I even kind of dress like as if I was in an apocalypse movie. You know, and like I don't want to be in survival mode anymore. Like, this shit is so stressful to just live this way. And, you know, a part of that, even how I can tell, is that, you know, even before I go to sleep, like how my body goes to sleep. And when I lay down and I'm in the dark, I get really, really paranoid. And I'm really stressed out sometimes before I go to sleep, and it's really messing with my body, and I don't want to end up getting sick or anything like that, because my body is just continuously in a state of fight or flight. But so that's just been something that I've been thinking a lot about recently and wanting to kind of move out of, and really it's been kind of consuming me a little bit, thinking about how I'm just in survival mode and thinking about my parents and how they were that way, and wondering how I can get out of it, wondering how I can start to begin to manifest and experience new things in my life. And it's like almost like I know how to do it, but it just seems like I self-sabotage myself, I guess, or I'm just not consistent enough with like certain things in order to like move forward. Some parts of me feels as though like I shouldn't, make it seem like, oh, because I'm not doing this, because I'm not doing this or that I'm not deserving of it. And then the other part of my brain is like, well, you have to develop discipline, you need consistency to grow, and it's been so hard for me to like continue on with good habits. And now I'm finding that after leaving my habit of eating well, making foods at home, and starting to move forward with that type of health, it's almost like I've completely forgotten how to nourish myself well and how to eat in a way that is will help my body to actually digest my food in a way that is most beneficial for my body. I feel like about a year ago I started to get more in tune with that, with listening to my body and being disciplined enough to not buy the things that I knew would not make me feel good. And I didn't realize how far I'd come with it until a few, like 3 or 4 months ago, or maybe like 5 months ago, like back in August is when like that kind of went out the window, and I just started to fall because I wasn't in a great space mentally. A lot was happening. A lot of traumatic things were happening. I was processing a lot of information. No, I wasn't processing. That was the problem. I wasn't processing a lot of traumatic things that had happened to me, and because of that, I started to kind of fall and spiral and fall off. And then, changes to my body happened. My hormones changed. Everything kind of was thrown off. And because I didn't continue to stay feeding myself these things, then it just kind of went out the window. And then, more and more time went on, and I started to gain weight. I started to just be just not really fully present. And I just kind of entered into a place that I really don't want to be in ever again, because it was like me, but it wasn't me, because I wasn't expressing myself in any type of way. And I thrive when I'm able to express myself, but I felt like I was living in a way where I was pushing down who I was, and I was quiet most days. I didn't say anything or talk. And that was because I was in a situation with my kid's dad, really. I mean, that whole time I was just not myself fully. And when I did that, I think that's what made me not when I stopped being myself, when I started to push myself inward and didn't express myself. I believe that is what caused me to start really gaining weight and really disassociate a lot, because I think that was, it was a trauma response for sure, and definitely how I handled things when I was really young in my traumatic household, childhood household. And during that time, that was really a dark time for me. Looking, even now, it feels like I'm forward from there. So I can say, like, even though it's only been like a couple months, I'm looking back on the situation, and I can tell that it was really dark mentally for me, very murky, and just not a good place. And now I'm in a space where I'm trying to regulate myself again. I'm trying to come back to myself again. I'm trying to, just center myself towards the goals and the things that I want to do, and spend more of my time being creative. And I'm wanting to expand myself a lot more than I have ever before in my life. That is what I see for myself. During this time of me trying to move forward, I feel that I am, maybe I'm not stuck, and maybe it just feels like I'm stuck, but it feels like I'm in the in-between of who I want to be, moving towards the things that I want to do, attracting the things that I want in my life, and being stuck in my old habits, being stuck in my old ways, falling back, letting my emotions run the show instead of me being in control of them, and falling back into old self-sabotaging cycles. And right now, today, in this moment, it feels like, at least I know the last few days, including today, feels like I've been more in my past, like falling back on old habits and doing that, rather than moving forward towards the person that I want to become and I want to embody every day, and that is more authentic to me, who I am, and so I guess from now on, it's just, I have to kind of remember the things that I was able to process from a few months ago to now. I feel like I did get a lot of information from myself, and that really helped me to be able to start to gain traction towards those things. And I just want to focus on those things that I learned, focus on the downloads that I got from prayer and from speaking to myself like this, and the writings that I left myself in my journal, to just use that as a place to be like, okay, this is where we're at. And one of the things that I was teaching myself is to really be more compassionate with myself. And so in moments like these, when I'm feeling a lot more behind and like I'm not moving forward, just to be able, just to be able to show myself compassion and to give myself love, show myself grace, and not be too hard on myself, to know that, I do have goals and I am moving towards them. I am making progress, even if it feels like nothing, and in the moments that I am able to show myself compassion, it feels like I'm moving forward, because I am, because there was a time, when I didn't show myself that compassion at all. And I would just let myself fall deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into that hole, to a point of like, I don't know, it would just be such a long time from the time that I would fall to the point of me coming back to myself and seeing the light and saying like, okay, I still have another day, right? I still have each moment to move forward, instead of now when I'm like actually giving myself grace. So when I am able to do that, it feels so much better, because I'm able to pull myself up faster, a lot faster than before. Even if it's, I do fall, I can pick myself up. And that is something that I have learned recently and been practicing with myself, that has felt so good. It's so good to just be like, okay, kind of reparenting myself, retraining my mind to be like, it's okay, you got this, like, you can still move forward. You're feeling this way, but it's just a feeling. It's just right now. It's not gonna stay here. You are still worthy. You're just feeling a feeling right now. And it sucks, but just feel it fully. And then like I just did, like when I started to cry, I wanted to stop myself so I could keep talking. But my body had more tears to cry. So instead of being like I had to go through that in that moment, instead of me saying, no, don't cry anymore. Suck it up and finish talking and say what you had to say. Instead of doing that, I had to just be like, because I'm recording, and sometimes when I'm recording, I feel like this expectation to like, keep talking and to flow and, just to, I don't know, just not take breaks like that. So when I did start crying, I was like, I had to tell myself like, no, like, it's okay. You don't have to rush. You can take this time and just let it out. It's just a feeling. Cry, and it feels good. It feels good to feel that and to like let it kind of run through me, because then it can fully run its course and it's fully out of my body, and then I can move forward. So that is just a tool that I have been working on for several months now. And honestly, it's emotional intelligence is what I've been working on, is really being able to see my emotions for what they are, emotions, and what they're not, me. They're not me, they are emotions. And it is okay, and it is a beautiful thing to experience them. That's why they're here, Emotions motivate us. Emotions help us to move forward. Emotions help us to express our soul. And so to let yourself feel them is to just let yourself be as authentic as you are, as you truly are. Like, it's to just let your spirit just be, and it's not connected to you. Emotions are it's just energy. And being able to separate myself from my emotions and my thoughts. Recently I've been really paying attention to my mental, my thoughts, my emotions, and self-compassion and self-love, which I guess is a lot to be focusing on and to really be moving forward. But as a mother, it is really important for me to, something that I know I want to be able to teach my son, whether now or in the future or both, is emotional intelligence, because it is such a valuable life skill that a lot of people lack, including myself, because I'm clearly just now learning how to be an emotionally intelligent person. So, there's no judgment, but for him to have the tools to be an emotionally intelligent person, I have to cultivate it first. And sorry, I'm trying to pick up colored pencils. But anyways, for him to be emotionally intelligent, I was listening to a podcast. What's the name of it? It's like a parenting podcast. It's like something good people, or how to raising good humans. I think that's the podcast. And the lady on there, she gets into how, I believe this is the one. I think she had a special guest or something. And she got into how in order for you to be, what she said was, as a parent, you want your kids to have patience, or, have these certain traits and stuff, but it's you as the parent have to have those traits to give, You can't give from an empty cup. So if you don't have those traits, how can you teach your child to have them? And a lot of parents, they go through life, they experience traumas and things, and they don't really have a toolkit of learned skills to give, like how to be patient. Sometimes you're just born with certain skills, and then other skills you have to learn, and you have to work towards them. And then if you've lived your life in survival mode, like me, like my parents, maybe those things are the last things that you have to worry about. Those are the last things that you can think about and focus on, because you're focusing on making each day work, living, surviving each day, which, I find myself in now, and I'm really, really, really trying to, get out of this space so that I can really begin to live and be able to teach my kid and gain the tools and the skills to be able to parent properly and give my kid tools that will help him as he gets older to be able to have, because if if you can start off and already have those tools, that's like, I feel like to me that is like generational wealth, to be able to not pass down trauma, but instead be able to give your child or be able to pass down skills that can carry you through life and not have you be stuck, skills that can help you to understand hard times and be able to cope well, to be able to move forward and cultivate friendships, community, all of the things that you need to thrive and live well. I feel like that is also true abundance, and yeah. So that just is a portion of where my mind goes. And so kind of going back to where I was at the beginning, thinking about all of these things and more in my day, and then finding myself scrolling on Instagram for hours, on an emotional day, an emotional day that I'm having, just kind of just makes me feel like there's no, like I'm just stuck, I guess. And so, but remembering these things, remembering the gems that I've left myself, remembering that I do have a purpose, well, at least I feel like I have a purpose, something that I wish to accomplish, that I am moving towards, whether it's, practicing better skills, mental health skills, or physically, like keeping my house clean. Keeping your house clean and trying to reparent yourself mentally, those two things definitely correlate, because I'm sure you've heard the saying that if you have a cluttered house, you have a cluttered mind, or whatever, however that goes. Or if you have a clean house, you have a clean mind, or whatever. And that's true. And for me, my mind it seems like it's in a constant state of jumble. And this is where I know meditation does help. But my meditation looks like many different things, not just sitting there meditating, although I do love doing that. But right now, my house is a mess. Like, it's like generally okay, tidy, but like there's things like my refrigerator needs to be cleaned out, and I need to deep clean my stove and mop my floors and wipe off the dust on, I don't know, the walls and the shelves. Like, that type of work needs to be done. I need to do my laundry and clean out my closet and organize my stuff and all that. I'm starting to like feel really just, I don't know, negative about my space because I don't have those things done. And it's like, okay, my house is tidy, sure, but I know in the back of my head that all of this stuff needs to be done too. Like, and it's just, it's making me feel very stressed out, because going back to the kind of like my body situation, how my body reflected my mind, and now my body is like in a place where I've gained weight, and so I feel extra tired, extra kind of depleted, which happens to me a lot when I gain weight. I notice that, I don't have as much like swiftliness. I'm not as quick to do things, and I'm more likely to be tired faster, and my body kind of hurts more when I gain weight. And so all of this seems like it's connected, like my home, my mind, my body. As I talk it out, I'm realizing that, yeah, it's all for sure connected. And so I guess something that I can do to like help myself is, well, a thought that I had earlier was just that, I want to do something that gives me energy, and it doesn't have to be crazy. I want to be able to take it day by day, but I know that working out gives me energy. It helps me feel better when I do push-ups, when I do sit-ups. I don't know how, or I know, well, I guess I know it's in like the file to the left in Xstore of why, all the way in the back of my brain how to do it, but like it literally fuels me when I work out, but I just feel exhausted, so it feels like I can't do it. But once I do actually do it, I have more energy, and I feel like, oh, okay, so I can do that. So I want to do something that's within reason for me right now, as I'm navigating my routine and my mental health and parenting and going to school and working and trying to be creative and get my own business. Like something that flows with me, just things that give me energy. And even, not being on my phone consistently also gives me energy, because it helps me to see, like all the things that I could be doing with my time when I do have the energy to do it. Like when I'm not on my phone scrolling, I could be doing art in my sketchbook, or I could be, I don't know, cleaning my refrigerator out, when I'm on the phone. And sometimes I just get stuck like a lot of us do. So, I can definitely make a list of things that give me energy to just start doing, and also start small, but start to get back into a routine. And I know that is going to help me feel like and me literally start to move my body forward, because then I'll be consistently giving my body things that are going to help me and aid me to do it. So really, I know my body loves me. My body wants me to be alive. My body wants me to live. Every part, every cell, every piece of my body is working for me to live and thrive and feel and experience this life to my maximum potential. And I literally just have to give it the tools that it needs, help it, give it a little push to start that traction going. And once I do, I know that my energy levels will be able to help my body, like my chakras, my actual energy levels, my fields in my hands, and those type of things. Like I will naturally start to lose weight without feeling like I'm exerting myself once I start doing this. And I know this because I know I've done it before. And this is what actually happens to my body when I start to do these things. I naturally will start to process, and my body will be able to function better. And because I'm really focusing on learning my emotional intelligence and learning myself, I definitely know that it will be at an even higher point than I was before. And also, I did want to just say, because I had this thought too, that, I know that I'm here and I'm where I'm at now, and that there's a place that I want to be at, and there's goals and things that I want to do, but I'm still me, and I know that I am always going to be such an emotional person. I have never not been an extremely sensitive and extremely emotional person. So I know that even if I was to I don't know, go out of the country today and go start doing our art job, yes, I would be fucking fulfilled in that aspect of my life, but also I know that I am going to continually have big emotions that I'm going to have to overcome, so that learning of the emotional intelligence is what is going to keep me at bay, keep me present, and keep me able to consistently thrive in that setting, rather than falling down into a hole wherever I'm at that I would sink into, and that's the tool that I want to give my son, is to have the emotional intelligence, so that no matter where you are in life, whether you're in a place where you don't necessarily see yourself staying in forever, or where you're in a place that is fulfilling some part of you that you've always wanted to have fulfilled, and you're doing a good thing, and you're for yourself, or you're having a good experience, or a goal is being checked off the list, that you will have those tools to sustain yourself through all of it. And that is such an important gift. I remember when I was staying with my brother, when I just had my baby, and I was just crying, praying and asking, why can't I, why is this not manifesting in my life, that I can have my own space, why? And I was, talking to myself like I am now, because it just is naturally, it helps me process. And as I was talking to myself, I realized, I wasn't in a place where I would be able to sustain it. I looked at my life, and I looked at the things going on, I looked at myself mentally, and I came to the conclusion that I did not have the tools in that moment to be able to sustain a home for myself without it getting snatched up from under me, because I didn't have the resources or the tools to keep myself. And so I had to stay with my brother, because I just could not have my own place at that time. But, now I'm in my own place. I'm with my son, and we're in a different state than he is even in, And I love my brother, but I'm also very glad to say that I've been staying on my own for over a year, without having, any, I've been by myself. I'm not around family, and I'm here living in my own place, and it's been great. It's been great to be able to stay by myself. But I say all that to say, I have goals and things that I'm moving forward, that I want to do moving forward, and sometimes it makes me cry that I'm not there yet, and it makes me cry that and it makes me feel like I'm not worthy. But then I have to remember that, I still need to process, and I still need to learn certain tools, like emotional intelligence, all of these things that I just talked about and more, that will help me to be able to sustain myself wherever I'm at. And once I have, developed those tools and I consistently use them, right, then I'll be able to manifest on that level, and I'll be able to attract those things because I desire them, because I have consistently wanted this for years now. I know that it is for me. I know that what I desire, what I want, is for me. And so once I'm able to learn these things and keep these tools, cultivate them, integrate them, then I'll be able to manifest on that level. And so I just have to take it day by day and be where I'm at, and then continue to learn these skills and just continue even when, it feels hard. But being able to see my emotions in a way that is not connected directly to me, like just as a feeling, is really helping me to be able to just move forward. Yeah. But I kind of feel like I'm at a point where I have said what I needed to say tonight, and I'm ready to go to bed. Because, usually a lot of the times when I do speak, it's at night for some reason. So I'm ready to go to bed now. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So, but if you are listening, thank you. I appreciate you making it this far and actually listening to my ramble, because bro, that shit, my mind is everywhere sometimes. So when I'm able to actually make a point, it feels like a success. It feels really good. So, but I'm just glad that, if you are listening, that you're here. And I hope that, if you are here, you probably related to something in this. And so I really hope that it helped you in some way. Maybe feel seen, or, just gave you a tool or something to think about. Shit, it don't have to be nothing crazy. Just thought is cool. But yeah, you my tribe if you listening to this for real, because that means you really fuck with what I'm saying, and you feel me. So I appreciate you, and I'm really glad that you're here. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me again. Bye. Good night. Or good morning.